Hello and welcome to this video. When working with the Power BI desktop, you can connect to a variety of data sources. In this video, you'll learn how to connect to files located in a folder. In a previous video, I connected to a Microsoft Access database file and imported some queries, which are these on the right here. Now, when you're working within the Power BI desktop and you already have some imported data set, you can always import more data set from other data sources to interact with the data you already have. The data I have imported has data related to sales based in the US for this company that we are working with. The company also has sales that are based on international level. So what we're going to do, we're going to connect to the data set that relates to international sales. And the files are CSV files. They are all placed inside a folder. And we're going to connect to that folder and interact with the CSV files. The folder will be in a zipped format and will be available for you to download under the resource page for this video. Before we can connect to the folder, we need to extract it. This is the folder here. It's called International. So I'm just going to right click and specify to extract here in the same directory. So it has now extracted the file, which is this International here. So if I click on it, you see a bunch of files, and these represent sales for different countries. So we're going to connect to the folder, and Power BI will interact with the content of that folder. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Open up my Power BI desktop. So these are all the data I've already connected to, and there are different views. The view you can see at the moment is the report view, which is the default view, which is this one. It also has the data view, which you can use to view the data that's actually inside. So if I click on any of this here, you can see the data displayed. If you want to see the number of rows that are present, you can just scroll down and it will tell you the number of rows. You can see on the bottom here, it specifies the number of rows. This view here is a relationship view, which basically the lines basically represent the relationship between each of the tables. So let's go ahead and import the data from the international sales. The data is going to be placed in a folder. So in the ribbon area, click on this Edit Queries and then click on Edit Queries, and that will open up the queries inside the Power Query Editor. So within the Power Query Editor, we can now connect to another data source, which is in a folder. So I'm going to click on this option that says New Source and click on More. And when we have more, we get this Get Data. Notice there is an option to connect to a folder. We make sure that is highlighted. I'm going to click Connect. And when we click Connect, it's going to give us the location where we can browse to pick up that folder. So click on the browse button and that will give you an option to browse to where the folder is. So this is the folder that contains the folder I want. So I'm going to expand that, and this is the folder I want. It's called International. I'll select that and click OK. That's the full path for the folder I want to connect to. I'll click OK and it will connect to that folder. You can see here it's showing me the content of the folder. So the folder contains 4 CSV files which represent international sales for different countries. So we've got Canada, we've got Denmark, we've got France, and we've got Mexico. So there are different things you can do to it. You can combine and edit. You can edit, and you can also cancel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit the content of this folder before I bring it into the Power BI desktop. So you can see it has different columns here. I'm only going to keep this first column that says content, and I'll get rid of the others. So I'm going to click on this edit tab so that it previews the content in the edit format. So while I've got the column I want selected, I'll right click and say remove other columns, and that will remove the other columns. So you can notice this little arrows here. These two arrows allows you to combine files. So if I click on them, it will combine the files and preview another window. So you can see here's preview the window. You can see we've got less columns now, so it's combined the files and giving me all these columns. So I'm happy with it. For now, I'm just going to click OK. You can see here all the steps that I have applied to this new data set is being recorded under the applied steps. So if there are any steps I want to undo, all I need to do is come here and just click on the X next to the applied step, and that will undo the action. As with any transformation you do with data, you always have to apply it before it is brought into the Power BI desktop. So here in the Home tab under the Close and Apply, I'm going to click on the drop down. I'm going to click on Close and Apply, so it will apply the changes before it brings them in to the Power BI desktop. You can see it's only showing international. International is the data source I connected to, which is a bunch of CSV files located in a folder. You can see it's done that, and it has brought that model in to the Power BI desktop. So all this data set here inside the Power BI desktop, they are known as models. So these are the models, and the international is the model we've just brought in. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.